There we go. All right. Greetings, Pathfinders, and welcome to another edition of Booster Bestiary. I'm Dustin Knight, and today we are going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be cracking open packs looking for undead. The packs you see before you all have an extensive amount of undead. In fact, one of them is guaranteed an undead, so we are definitely going to get one eventually. But that one will be kind of our last resort. Unless there's, of course, somebody out there who really wants to see the secret layer cracked immediately. Oh, hi there, Alex. Pleased to see you there. My chat is a little strange right now. Let me just go ahead and fix that. There we go. Awesome. All right, so let's just go ahead and roll the old D6 and see what we get. We'll just go straight to it. We have some cool Infinite products that came out this week, but I want to wait till Friday to talk about them. I've been doing so many reviews that I'd really like to just do an old-fashioned let's go over all these nifty PDFs and see what we got kind of show. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be Midnight Hunt. Now, if I don't get an undead, we're going to be right back here rolling. There is always a chance we won't. Innistrad does have a lot of undead. Some of the best zombies ever printed are from Innistrad. A lot of different lords. Of course, vampires, too. I guess vampires are undead. Yeah. I'm doing this to kind of celebrate the Book of the Dead as subscribers are trying to get their copies yet. I still don't have mine, but once I do, I can't wait to go over it. I did learn yesterday that they're doing the undead by classes instead of heritages, and that took me by surprise. I genuinely thought the undead would be heritages. That's pretty cool. I like that. Using an archetype to represent an undead's ability. It's an interesting choice. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of the Kitsune Galarian archetypes that can also have ancestry feats as additional feats. Kind of. Would be cool if they had something in the archetypes that say, I don't know if they do or not, but it would be cool if they had something that said you can take these as ancestry feats. That'd be pretty neat, I gotta admit, if you wanted to like go all in on being undead. Maybe it's a sidebar, I don't know. Alright, so let's check it out here. We got Plummet. It sends a creature with flying to the graveyard. Plummet. Evolving Wilds. It's a land that turns into another land. Unblinking Observer. It's a homunculus who is always pondering an orb. Very much pondering that gemstone there. Disgraph Horde. Okay, cool. We got a zombie. Disgraph Horde. It enters the battlefield. Let me get that on the camera. Why is my focus so off? Let's focus. There we go. When it enters the battlefield, you create 2 zombie creature tokens with Decayed. When you do, exile up to 2 target creatures from a graveyard. So it's a horde of zombies. I frankly am not feeling the design here. It's a horde of zombies. Just get zombie. I guess I could make a troop of zombies. I don't think we have that in PF2 yet. It would be really easy to make. If we do that, we might have time to make another. Candlelit Calvary is a human knight. On this night, the dark will fear us. The beginning of combat in your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, it gains trample. Okay, it's another swarm. Except we do have rules for a swarm of cavalry. So that whenever a troop of cavalry, a patrol of cavalry, Bestiary 3 of cavalry. I'll just call it Bestiary 3 of cavalry. I can't quite remember what. I think they're troops. They have to be called troops. Why wouldn't they be called troops? They're called troops and everything else, aren't they? All right. Blessed Defiance. Yep, it's Smite Evil, honestly. Like, it's Smite Evil. Clearing Cathar. It's a knight with a squire. Okay, it's a thing. Raise the Effigy. It's a, burns down an effigy. Yep. Eaten Alive. Ooh, we could throw that onto the Horde for sure. A special ability called Eaten Alive, like on top of the normal bitey abilities. That would be kind of cool. Oh, that could represent like the ability to... No, I was going to say swallow whole by taking people apart, but at that point they'd be dead. Okay, so Eaten Alive could go on with the Horde. It's actually synergetic with the Horde too. Sacrifice a creature to destroy a creature. If you hear a groaning noise in the cellar, don't investigate, don't split up, just lock the door and barricade it. Alright, so apparently the zombies, like, are so hungry they will sacrifice their own bodies to create more. As you can see, this is the closest I had to an undead playmat. I like to consider Madoka as undead, so there you have it. The second best, no, the best undead magical girl out of at least 3 undead magical girl shows I could think of. Gale Drifter, it's a hippogriff. It's a crane pony with wings. I like the hippogriffs in Innistrad. They're so elegant looking. Let's try to get that into focus. There we have it. Look how pretty that is. But yeah, not undead, just a hippogriff. That's fine. Sunset Revelry. Yep, it's a spell. It gains life. It creates humans. It's a big party. While we are having multiple undead, they are not partying undead. Those would be in Crimson Vow. Oh, I should have got some Crimson Vow packs for this. Those have tons of undead. They're all vampires. I tend not to think of vampires as undead sometimes. I'm a little undead prejudiced, I guess. I'm always thinking of mindless undead. Oh man, pity on me. Thermo Alchemist. Yep, it is an alchemist. He has a big flamethrower. Oh, he has 2 flamethrower arms. Yeah, he's going all Mega Man in here. That's pretty badass. Huh. That makes me think, like, that would be pretty cool, actually. Like, I kind of want to see an alchemist item, an alchemical weapon that takes up one of your arms. Like an invention that's literally just the Mega Man arm that shoots out alchemical goo, or there has to be one in Guns and Gears, right? Like an arm cannon. Yeah, there's arm cannons in Guns and Gears. I totally forgot. I just forgot. Here we have a werewolf with that cool kind of comic book style artwork that they had on some variant cards in Innistrad. He's a human who loves wolves, and when he flips, he becomes a werewolf with a wolf pack. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And we got, ooh, wow, I've never seen a card quite like this before. That's nifty looking. It's like black and white, and then they put some foiling on the color designator box. Old Stick Fingers. It's a tree folk horror kind of thing. That's really cool. Man, I love that. I use pre-release kit packs on this show. They have a higher chance of getting alternate rares like this, even though they cost about the same as a draft booster, which is really cool. But Old Stick Fingers, that's really cool. When you cast the spell, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X creature cards, X being the casting cost. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your graveyard, then put all creature cards, and then put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Oh, that's really cool. So it's like a Lurgoyf, but it can only be it's only a 2-drop if you don't want to pay X. You don't have to pay X. If you already have 10 or 11 creatures in your graveyard, you could just pay 2 to bring it out. Oh, it's a legend. Yeah, you could use this in Commander. Just mill yourself Commander. That would be pretty cool. He'd be an inexpensive Commander to cast too. That'd be a pretty fun Commander deck. I'm tempted now. I don't think I have a Golgari Commander deck, actually. No, I don't. Man, I have a Sultai. It's close, but no, it's not. All right. And we got the cool black and white land, and a day-night token, and a filler token. So yeah, I said undead. We'll go with undead. I just want to make sure first that there's no zombie troop already in Pathfinder 2e. If there isn't, this should be pretty easy to make here. Troops. The troops are... Oh, there is. There's Skeleton Infantry and Shambler. So this would be the Shambler troop, I think. Shuffling Mass of Decayed Flesh. Yeah, it would be. Okay, so this would just be a Shambler troop with... normally they have Shambling Onslaught. This will be a little different. So we're just going to take the Shambler troop and we're just going to modify it a little bit. And then we'll have time to do another pack. I like that. That would be cool. So let's go ahead with, we'll switch here over to the Monster Creator. As you can see, I do have it set up for Undead. Last week we made a half shark, half engine that I've been tormenting my players with by having it move around the overworld map a little bit, just for lulz. But it's like a challenge rating 11 or 12 creature. It's pretty big, so they won't see it for a while. Unless they go looking for it. I guess they are out on a fishing trip right now during their downtime, so I suppose they could find it during the fishing trip, but that would be kind of mean to dredge up a half shark, half tank. All right, so let's go. Open URL. Go. It's not opening it. Let's try maybe if we do new monster first and then open URL. Come on. It's having trouble with that. Okay, we'll just have to type it in manually then. All right, so we're gonna make this a little bit bigger than a normal Shambler troop. So we're gonna make it a creature 5, I think. Wish I could get this to. I think the Bestiary 3 URLs aren't quite working, or maybe it's the troop URLs. Let's try one more time. Nope. Okay, that's fine. I will just do it manually. So Daregraph Horde. Excellent. This will work just fine. It's a level 5. It's a creature. Yes, you still call troops creatures. It's my first time making a troop, so this could be a bit of a learning process, but that's fine. It'll be neutral evil, because it's a zombie. Zombies are, in fact, neutral evil. Gargantuan. That makes sense, because it takes up a lot of squares. Even as a level 4, they're gargantuan, which, again, makes sense. It's a troop. Mindless, because they are zombies. Troop. And zombie. No languages. We will have dark vision. I'll just put that in now. They're just going to have normal. They're going to have low perception because they're just a swarm. They're a troop. They're not looking. They're just eating whatever they could grab. So what we do here. High strength, decent con. Everything else is in the dumpster, especially intelligence with -5. So let's go ahead and do -5. Con will be moderate at 4. Strength will be high at 5. Let's do con at just +3. That'll be better. Dex is +0 as they are zombies. Wisdom, we'll just do a +1. And charisma is a -2 because they're a horde of zombies. Nobody likes that. We will give it the slow ability. It's permanently slowed 1 and can't use reactions because it is a troop of zombies. Zombies are slow. Zombies are slow. Oh, man. Let's see here. This will be under general. There we have it. Yeah, zombies must always be slowed 1. I don't think I need to make this unique or uncommon. No, I don't. We're good with that. Cool. All right, so armor class, usually for troops, the armor class is generally moderate, maybe even low. It's usually low on troops. They're easy to hit. They usually have low AC, but high hit points is how troop design works in PF2. Which, you know, that makes sense. You know, you're trying to just plow through them. You shouldn't miss a troop. You're literally standing in an army. Like, wherever you swing, you should hit someone. Makes sense. Fort should be very high. Fort should be moderate. Reflex should be very low. Just low, maybe even terrible. Just low at +8. It's a little bit lower than low, but that's fine. And then will, low. At +9 would be low. That's fine. Their troops get nothing special to saves. For immunities, they have all the standard undead, death effects, disease, mental, paralyzed, poison, unconscious. That's fine. But under weakness, you have to make sure that you write area damage. We'll give it area damage 5. Positive 5, slashing 5, splash damage 3. That'll work. Yeah, that works fine. They have no resistances, but they do have troop defenses. Which, that's a whole 3-paragraph line. You don't usually copy and paste those. Fox Talks! Hello, Faceless! Yes, I am making... Oh, I should put the card up there. This isn't a half shark, half engine. Ooh, I forgot that process. Scryfall. This is a Diregraph Horde. We are making a Diregraph Horde today, which is... Come on. There we have it. Goodbye, Half Shark. We will miss you, buddy, because you are now zombies. And the Diregraph Horde is going to have the ability Eaten Alive. So, there. Haha. All right. Have those up there on the stream, and we will go back to our Shambler troops. Usually Shambler troops have an ability... Oh, sorry, under speed, they have 20 feet and troop movement. You got to write that so that you know that they use the troop rules not just for defenses, but also for their movement. Because usually troop defenses would only modify a troop monster's defenses. And movement is not defense. Movement is part of the offensive part of a monster stat block, in case you didn't know. They need form up as a single action. Most troops get, I think all troops printed get form up. That makes sense. It's just a single action. You don't need to write what it does on troops because it's detailed in the troop defenses, which is long and not written in the stat block because it is a rule. All right, so on Shambler Troop, they put Grave Tide. It's less organized than most troops. It can move into other creatures' spaces, and other creatures can move into its spaces. Its spaces are difficult terrain to other creatures. I like that. I'm caking that ability. That makes sense for this horde because it wants creatures... It wants to surround creatures inside itself. It wants to almost act like a swarm. Usually troops can't do that. But this one, it definitely wants to. All right, awesome, awesome. Shambling Onslaught is a Shambling Horde's normal attack. It's 1 to 3 actions. 1 to 2 actions, because it's permanently slowed 1. I'm glad they did that. Once per round, it lashes out at enemies in their square. Basic reflex save, or they take damage. And the damage depends on how many actions they used. The Darigraph Horde, though, the magic card, creates 2 additional zombies. That's what makes it a... Yeah, that's what makes it a horde. And we want to give it Eaten Alive. As an additional cost to play it, sacrifice a creature or pay 4. So I like this sacrificing a creature ability as lowering the number of troops in a troop. Usually when that happens, it's with hit point thresholds. Basically at 2/3 and then at 1/3 of your hit points, a troop will begin losing zombies. In fact, let's make its hit point value 96, so it's divisible by 3, but still a little bit higher than the level 4 troop to make that a little easier. I think, let's see, most troop sizes have 16 squares, listed thresholds, blah, 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 blah. I think maybe we could just have it losing 1 square at a time that way, but it's still... But that doesn't count against its threshold under troop defenses. I think I like that. All right, so let's go ahead and make the ability called Eaten Alive. It's going to be an offense. It's going to be a 2... I want to move. Troop movement. Whenever the troop strides, it uses form up as a free action. Let's make this a... 1 action with the Flourish trait. So it can only do it once per turn. It's kind of weird to call it Flourish on a zombie, but it makes it easier. Alright, so the Diregraph Horde can enter a Feeding Frenzy. Can enter a Feeding Frenzy of... the Diregraph Horde begins to feast on all flesh in its squares, including many of its own troops. There we go. This should do... 2d6 plus 5 would be a moderate from the last time. Let's do 2d8 plus... 2d6 plus 5 would be a moderate for a level 4... I think. Let's look that up really quick. Level 4, yeah, it would. So level 5 would be 2d6 plus 6, so we'll do that. Many of its own troops. Let's go ahead and do 2d6. Let's do 2d8 plus 7. I like that. Oh, no, you don't do Flourish, because that's a weapon trait. Instead, and this is not a weapon, so instead you do Frequency once per round. Effect. The Diregraph Horde begins to feast on flesh and squares, including many of its own troops. Okay, no. Begins to feast on all flesh in their squares or within 5 feet. DC 19, basic reflex save. within 5 feet, dealing 2d8 plus 7 bludgeoning damage? Yeah, bludgeoning damage. It should be, yeah, bludgeoning. Piercing? Piercing. Jaws are piercing, right? Claw. Yeah, jaws are piercing. All right, so we'll go ahead and have it just eat everything around itself, doing all that piercing damage. However, the diagraph, let's see. Eaten alive, exile target creature or planeswalker. Okay, I think I know how to do this. Feast on all flesh, dealing 2d8 plus 7 piercing damage. Okay, I think I like something on here. Let's say, creatures who take damage from this ability lose up to 10 temporary hit points before damage is applied. Cool. So they're eating you so much that they nom away at your temporary hit points before they deal your damage. I kind of like that. That's a neat ability. Before damage is applied. Cool. Frequency once Browns is doing 2d8 piercing damage. To all creatures, including itself. There we have it. I was going to do this whole complicated thing of it losing squares, but it will do that naturally if it just eats itself, so that works fine. Creatures with temporary hit points within the diagraph hordes squares. No, creatures with temporary hit points who take damage from this ability. How would you even word that, actually? Creatures. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not vibing with the temporary hit point thing. I think it's a little too meta. Let's just say begins feasting on all flesh within squares, including itself. Oh, I know what to do with this. Duh. If the diagraph, if a creature dies to this effect, if a creature is slain by this effect, the diagraph horde recovers, that would be recovers 32 hit points. That's too much. 16 hit points. But we should do an average of 16, which would be 2d8 plus 7. Oh, yeah. Hey, there we go. Covers 2d8 plus 7 hit points. That would represent getting back a zombie, effectively. Like, mathematically, it's technically getting back, like... it's getting back, like, 1.5 zombies on average, I think. But maybe just one. But yeah, this works really well. This effectively, it's your zombie horde of if it eats you alive, it will come back. All right. Within to all creatures. Okay, so dealing piercing damage. Let's actually put in here something. If there are fewer than 3 other creatures in the, there are fewer than 3 other creatures. If fewer than 3 other creatures are in the effect of eaten alive, the diagraph horde also damages itself. No save. Let's do it that way. Also damages itself for 2d8 plus 7 piercing damage. No save. Splash area. I don't want to say damages itself, because then people would ask, does that trigger its area damage weakness? So let's just say the diagraph horde loses 8 hit points. That's much better. Cool. Yeah, I don't want to just say damages itself with an area effect, because that would trigger its weakness, which is weird. But some people might ask, does it trigger the weakness? And you don't want to have GMs having to make that call on the fly if you don't have to. All right, cool. And troop movement is just something all troops get. It just lets them reform, lets them, what's that called? Form up. It lets them form up as a free action when they move. And you should just give that to all troops. There we have it. Diragath Horde. And yeah, why not? I'm going to open one more pack. I want to make another monster. This one felt too easy since we based it on an existing monster and just leveled it up. So let's just go ahead and save this, so I can post that to social media later. And then download the JSON file so I can torment my players with it later. And we will create a new monster. Alright, so let's go ahead back to the slide focus. I'll put these in my booster bestiary binder. And we will go ahead and lay these out and roll another D6. 1 before the dawn. Watch, I'm just not going to get any other undead, and I'm going to have to do the secret lair. Which I'd be fine with. I'm probably going to get like a... going to crack open my secret lair, and it's going to be some horrible misprint in it, and Wizards won't send me a new box because I haven't opened it for like 6 months. Alright, so here we have it. Disrupting Communications. It's an archery card. Lets you shoot a scout. Here we have a Suruchi Yashiro is a scout. He's a mercenary with a bow. Seek the Stain lets you look for Kolat, Ninja, or Shadowlands. It's effectively detect evil. Let's get this focused a little better, shall we? There we have it. Seek the Stain. Oh, here we have a Tengu, or a Kenku, but it's a Tengu. Look at that Tengu boy. I love the Tengu and Alfevar are so cool. I like them so much. They're your standard, like, dueling Tengu, sword training mentor Tengu, like on Mount Kurama. I love the art for this Tengu. It has no special abilities. It's a vanilla creature. I mean, it has cavalry, so it flies, and it has duelist, which would be like a challenge ability. But we're looking for undead. Spirit of Knowledge. It's a tactical ability. It lets you move troops around because this is very much a battlefield ability. Here's a Shadowlands personality, but it's not undead. It's an Oni. It's your big classic muscular Oni with a big club. Was that illustrated by... Nope. Never mind. Thought it was someone else. Kyuden Hida Survivor. It's a scout. It's a token, technically. Yep. It's weird they put tokens in this set. Usually tokens are the last card. In this set, they put them in the middle. That's kind of weird. Card games like putting tokens in the end of booster packs, by the way. So to make it a little bit harder for people who are trying to, like, scratch foil off and see what the last card is. I mean, that's part of it. A very small part of it. Very small part of it. It also makes it easier with draft to remove the tokens. Brothers of Goemon. It's a samurai. Too Close to Home. It's an event. It destroys a region. Scars of War. It's a political action. And Togashi Sakata is a drunken master who breathes fire. Tattooed monk. Neat. Cool. Don't feel bad about opening that and not finding an undead, because there wasn't really many monsters in there that interested me all that much. Like, there was nothing in there that screamed, I want to build a Pathfinder monster out of this. It would have been a challenge. 3, Shaman King. Alright, so I chose Shaman King because practically everything in this is technically undead. Like, there's a few nature spirits. I mean, naturally the shamans aren't undead. So this should be easy. Hopefully. I hope. Please. United Front. That is a kind of tactical spell card. Neat. Shattering Palm. It's an attack. Monks could get it. Cool. Owned. It's an ability. It's called Owned because it had to do with the storyline in Shaman King. Alright. Rebuking Blade. It's a special kind of strike. Again, not a creature. Ancestral Apparitions. Also not a creature. It is a ability to move around the battlefield easily. You summon little apparitions. It's mirror image with movement. So it's there's a spell for that in 2E. Cracked Mirror. It like creates a copy of you and then you run away. You get to stride, and if they attack the copy, bad stuff happens. Zeke is a shaman, not an undead. Purity of Mind, another ability, a strike. 10 more sit-ups, a advantage card. That's funny. Cherub's Blessing, another advantage card. Cool. We got a character. It's a shaman. And they're undead? No, they aren't. Man, can't believe I'd open a Shaman King pack and not get an undead. But again, I don't mind so much because that character was like really niche and non-combative, and it wouldn't really work. So we're down to 3 right now. I'm glad I'm doing this because I've had a lot of these extra packs I've been wanting to just crack open. Adventure in the Forgotten Realms. There's quite a few undead in this. Not a ton, but quite a few. It's just a good excuse for me to crack packs. I should do more of these themed pack openings. Okay, so Thieves' Tools. They're Thieves' Tools. We definitely have stats for those in 2E. You find the villain's lair. You can choose to foil their scheme or learn their secrets. I love those so much. I love the flavor of these so much. Oh, Price of Loyalty. It's a standard red take control of a creature spell. Yep. Precipitous Drop. When it enters the battlefield, you enter the dungeon. You venture into the dungeon, and it makes a creature... probably kills a creature. It's a removal spell that also lets you venture into the dungeon because it's a big hole in the ground and things fall into those. Scaled Herbalist. It's a lizard folk druid. I didn't know 5e had lizard folk. I guess it's not technically a 5e set. It's a D&D set. D&D has had lizard folk. That's fine. Ranger's Hawk. It's a bird animal companion. Neat. It ventures into the dungeon. Oh, wow, really? Tap another untapped creature, venture into the dungeon. Oh. Huh. I didn't realize Mono White had repeatable venture into the dungeon abilities. That's really neat. Clever Conjure. It could cast Mage Hand. That would literally just... that would be the quickest booster bestiary ever. I would just take the NPC wizard from Game Mastery Guide and throw in Mage Hand. Maybe Hand of the Apprentice. Maybe make an entire archetype off Mage Hand. Ooh, that'd be fun. I do have a couple feats in Spell Trickster for Mage Hand. You could backslap people with it and use it for unarmed strikes. Like ranged unarmed strike Mage Hands. I like that. Neverwinter Dryad. It's a Dryad. You could sacrifice it to get a tree. Poach me a forest. Oh, here we have it. An undead. Excellent. Chattering Skeletons. When it dies, you venture into the dungeon. Enter the first room or advance to the next room. Those who die in the dungeon become its guardians. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Chattering Skeletons. There's another mono black spell in here we could use with it. Precipitous Drop with Chattering Skeletons. We could do both of those. Or Thieves' Tools even with it. That'd be flavorful because they do kill adventurers. Let's see if we get any other card. Air Cult Elemental. It's an elemental of Shora. In Pathfinder it would be. In D&D it would be another deity whose name I forget. Barbarian class. We could make the Chattering Skeletons barbarians, but I don't think so. Portable Hole. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, also Druid. Oh, and check it out. Lair of the Hydra. Look at this art. Look at that art. Isn't that crazy? I love these lands so much. These old TSR era module lands are so neat. They look like the covers of these old modules. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we got a Dungeon of the Mad Mage is our dungeon card here. Yawning Portal, Goblin Bazaar, the Mad Wizard's Lair. All right, neat. All right, I think I'm gonna make something here with Chattering Skeletons, Portable Hole, and Precipitous Drop, and I'll throw Thieves' Tools in there as well. So I like this a lot. Portable Hole, Thieves' Tools, Chattering Skeletons. Huh. Okay, I'm seeing something here. We're going to create some Scattering Skeletons. Maybe not a hazard. Like a monster stat block that feels like a hazard because they're like a bunch of skeletons inside a portable hole that like wait for people to fall into it before they eat them alive. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, we could do that. That'll be fine. But not like a hazard. We'll do it like a monster entry because that's just easier for us to write up. So let's go ahead and pull up Scraffall, and we will go ahead and do Chattering Skeletons. I really thought we were going to get to the secret layer, I gotta admit. I know I'll get to it eventually. Oh, they're just called Chatter Skeletons? Clattering Skeletons. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Clattering Skeletons. Oh, man. Copy image link. There's alt art for this? There is. Okay, neat. Let's go ahead and do this. Clattering skeletons. They're clattering. They're bony boys. Clattering bony boys. And precipitous. Drop. Precipitous drop. There we go. Copy image link. Alright, and instead of eaten alive, these skeletons have precipitous drop. Alright. We could make this a troop too. We could make it like the skeleton troop. Yeah, we could do that. That'd be easy actually. Because we already have the troop set up here. So let's just go ahead and make this troop too. Because it says skeletons with an S. So, actually, no. I'm going to make this as a solo monster. Yeah. Let's make this like a level 5? Level 7? Let's make this like a level... Let's see what Portable Hole is in 2E. Is Portable Hole in 2E? I hope it is. It's such a classic item. It might not be, though. Oh, it's not. Well, what was it in 1E? It was a level 12 item? Man, there is no portable hole. There is bag of holding. Okay, we'll have to do that then. That's fine. Bag of holding, Pathfinder 2E. Okay, bag of holding, extra dimensional, conjuration, magical, item level 7 for a type 2. I like that. That'll work fine. Alright, so let's take Skeletal Hulk as our base here. So let's go open URL, Skeletal Hulk. There we have it. It is huge. We are just going to make this a medium as it's a normal skeleton. But it is going to be better than a normal skeleton because it does cool stuff. Oh, where is my... Cool. So we're going to lower its strength significantly. Definitely lower the con as this thing is a low toughness creature. So let's go 2 con and 5 strength because it has some weird abilities. Let's lower the... Why is the charisma 2 for Skeletal Hulk? Are Skeletal Hulks that nice looking to people? Do they have that much sense of individuality compared to the clattering skeletons who become its guardians? I'm gonna lower the charisma just by 1 because it became the guardians of the tomb. Athletics 20 is great. Intimidation 15 is great. I gotta give this stealth. We're gonna increase the dex. Yeah, actually that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give this only 3 strength, 2 strength, and 4 dex. So we're gonna make this a dexy skeleton boy, which will lower the athletics just a little, but we'll give it some good acrobatics to make up for it, and we'll give it some great stealth. We'll also give it some thievery. It's mindless. Let's not give it thievery. That doesn't make sense if it's mindless. For tools, we do have to give it thieves tools and portable hole. 30 feet. It will have its slashing ability, agile, reach 10 feet. That's good. Let's also give this finesse. Claws don't have finesse, so agile. Let's lower its attack just a little bit because this isn't a brute. It has some of its own cool abilities that we're going to get into pretty soon. That perception check is good. Resistance and weakness we do need to put in. Because this guy resists cold 5, electricity 5, electricity 5, fire 5, piercing 5, slashing 5. Yeah. Because that is what skeletons do. We'll give it all the standard undead immunities because skeletons are immune to a lot. No save bonus, negative healing is fine. The hit points I'm going to put down just a little bit more, down to like... Oh, the brute already had lower than moderate, I gotta admit. Let's just bring it down to 100, because I lowered the con. I lowered it significantly. Let's bring it down to 95. That feels better. 95 with those resistances. Will it survive like that? It will. It will. In fact, let's lower it even more. Let's lower it down to 90, and then increase the AC. because he's supposed to be dexterous, you know? And that will make the AC a little bit higher than high, but way lower than extreme. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. I gotta lower its damage a little, maybe. 2d6 at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Its damage is still a little bit higher than moderate, but it did lower its attack, and the attack's still at moderate. Let's just make the damage moderate, which would be 2d8 plus 8. Does this guy have any weapons on his card text, or is he just using his claws? I don't see any weapons. Cool. Yeah, it's just a skeleton. Alright, cool. Just making sure on that. Alright, the original Hulk had massive rush. The claw, he strides and makes a +4 circumstance to damage. If it hits, it shoves the target. And broad swipe, which lets it hit 2 people as 2 actions. Okay, neat. Okay, so we're going to get rid of both those. This guy doesn't have either of those, and that's fine. He's going to have Portable Hole has to have its own entry. It will be under General, and this because it doesn't have the kind of rules in 2E that it used to have in 1E. So let's just copy and paste Portable Hole from the core rules from 1E and then go over it together real quick. The only air in the hole. Portable hole is a circle of cloth spun from webs of a phase spider, interwoven with strands of ether and beams of starlight, resulting in a portable extra-dimensional space. When opened fully, it's 6 feet in diameter, but can be folded to be as small as a pocket handkerchief. When spread upon any surface, it causes extra-dimensional space 10 feet deep to come into being. Okay, we're going to make this one a little special. So portable holes the portable hole is 5 feet in diameter. We're going to get rid of like all the flavor parts of this, and because this is a monster mechanic. So the portable hole is an extra dimensional space 5 feet in diameter. We got to give this the extra dimensional conjuration and magical traits, and no actions. Okay, so the portable hole is an extra dimensional space 5 feet in diameter. Is a magic item spread outward to 5 feet in diameter, but can be folded to be as small as a pocket handkerchief. When spread upon any but can be folded. Yeah. Up to a small handkerchief. Okay. When spread upon any surface, it causes extra-dimensional space. We're going to make the space 10 feet deep to come into being. The hole can be picked up from the inside out by simply taking hold of the edge of the cloth and folding it up. We'll get rid of that because it's unnecessary for this. The only air, we get rid of all the stuff about how much air is in there because this is just for this one encounter. Other people could look up astral plane. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna do like that. Come into being. Let's. All right, can be folded when spread upon any surface. It causes extra dimensional space to come into being. When folded, the clattering skeleton will attempt to unfold the portable hole from inside of it. Looking to capture more prey. There we have it. And I gotta give this its right name. Clattering skeleton. I am going to give this a plus 15 to 16 to thievery, because it needs that to reopen the portable hole. Folding or unfolding a portable hole from inside of it requires a DC 20 thievery check. That just makes sense to me. I like that. It gives more, why does this thing have thieves' tools? And it makes sense to me. All right, so we're going to give its claw, it has reached 10 feet. No, it doesn't. We're going to give it the grab ability. This is a plus grab. Alright, this is going to work. Precipitous drop. Alright, this will be a 1 action with the attack trait. It will be the clattering skeleton lunges out of the portable hole and attempts to attack one creature. Attempts to drag down one creature within reach. And attempts to grab one creature. No, and the clattering skeleton lunges out of the portable hole and uses a claw attack. On a success, the clattering skeleton may attempt to grab the creature and drag it into the hole. A creature moved into the hole this way takes 5 falling damage and is prone. This should be a 2 action. That's way too many abilities for 1 action, because you get to make them prone and grab them and swipe them. That should be a 2 action, which is fine. That'll work. Precipitous drop. So it could lunge out of the portable hole, grab you, and pull you in. I like that a lot. I almost feel like it should be able to do it as a reaction if somebody tries to fold up the portable hole and combat hasn't started yet. No. Maybe. Yeah, sure. Let's just do that one more time. Portable ambush. This will be an offensive reaction. So trigger the clattering skeleton. Trigger a creature attempts to... I can't really have reactions outside of combat. It would have to be an initiative action. So let's do it like trigger... I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Let me check really quick on GitHub Nethys search. For those who don't know, I'll put there's a really cool site you could find called Nethys search that lets you search Archives of Nethys so much better than Archives of Nethys and so much faster. Initiative. This is a creature. Web lurkers use initiative for something. Spring upon prey. Yes. All right. We could do this. So it is a reaction, even though it takes place during exploration mode. That makes sense. A creature touches the portable hole while the clattering skeleton is inside of it. Requirement. Initiative has not yet been rolled. Effect. The clattering skeleton. Now, usually they let you stride or climb before rolling initiative, but that is a level 3 monster. I wonder if there's anything that just lets you strike right when initiative starts. Let's see real quick. If there isn't, then I think that's too strong. And I was afraid of that anyway. Maybe a grab. Grab wouldn't be too bad, would it? Initiative's not been rolled. Okay, so the Bog Mummy Amalgamation notices the creature automatically and burrows. That's not that good. Burrows. Yeah, usually you just get to move before initiative as a creature. That makes sense. Let's try Two-Headed Troll and the Gang Leader really quick just to double check. That just makes things flat-footed, and the Gang Leader... Yep. Okay. Then we will just have this... I almost want to grab... Let's have it climb. The clattering skeleton strides or climbs. And I'll give it a climb speed. 10 feet climb, let's say. And why I'm doing this is because it's a 10-foot inside the hole. It would need to climb up to be able to reach with the claw, and this gives it an ability to do so. So let's say climb 10 feet. There we have it. All right, clattering skeleton. We have this creepy skeleton in a portable hole. That was easy. Download PNG. That was fun. This always gets me in the mood to write more. All right. So there we have it. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you especially to our subscribers. Please make sure to check out our Discord at infinite.net. And remember, you never know what you're going to crack next time on Booster Bestiary.